Hi, today I will be doing a book review on The Cancer Code by Dr. Jason Fung. He is a nephrologist in Canada. So he has written, as far as I know, three books: The Obesity Code, The Diabetes Code, and this is his third book, The Cancer Code. So I will just highlight the interesting topics. Okay, so he's the book has all basically is like an encyclopedia of cancer lah. Okay, it has everything. Whether it starts with the history of cancer. So from Egyptian 2000 BC to Greek Hippocrates 400 BC, and then it traced all the way until today. And um the most people they know cancer is caused by mutations of the cells, but they don't know why. They don't know what is the trigger for the mutations of the cells. Okay, so this book explains it. So in 2000, there are two doctors, Hannah Hunt and Weinberg. They listed 6 hallmarks of cancer. So they found that all cancer cells, whether it's the liver, kidney, or pancreas, all cancers have 6 characteristics, and then they added 2 more in 2011. So today, when we study, there are 8 hallmarks of cancer. Okay, so there are, first of all, is growth. They grow very fast. Why? Because the signaling is spoiled. So the cell's signaling keeps telling the cells to grow, and then the cells evade their suppressors lah, tumor growth suppressors. But these suppressors are not working, so the cells grow, and then the cell doesn't die. Cell doesn't die for two reasons: because it resists apoptosis up, so the resistance is there, and when the replicative, it can replicate forever, so it doesn't die, it grows very fast. And then there is angiogenesis, which is new blood vessels. There is invasion and metastasis. So metastasis means the cells spread all over the body. There is a difference in cellular energetics, right? So from aerobic, normal cells is aerobic, means they need oxygen. They become anaerobic, no need oxygen, right? Cancer cells don't need oxygen to get the energy. And then one more, last one, is they are able to evade the immune system, right? The immune system cannot recognize them, cannot kill them lah. So we know why. The question is, so it goes, there's discovery, but the question, why, so okay, why all cancer cells have hallmarks, right? Is it random? Is it a coincidence that the cells mutate, that they have all these same hallmarks? Or is it because there is a different reason, right? So then he goes to carcinogens. So many factors can trigger a cancer. You have physical means x-ray, radiation, like the atomic bomb, nuclear bomb, there's radiation. There is carcinogens means like chemicals, tobacco, cigarette smoking, asbestos, uh, yeah. And then there is so two, and then they found one more, virus also can cause cancer, right? There's hepatitis B and C, there's HPV, there's H. pylori, right? Stomach cancer, GI cancer. So you have so many different triggers. What is the similarity that all these triggers can cause cancer, right? um So how you can cause cancer is then they go then the researchers found it is gene mutation lah. It causes gene mutation. All these carcinogens. Uh, so initially the scientists thought it is a random gene mutation. So but and then they managed to develop two drugs called one is called imatinib for leukemia, a type of leukemia called CML, and then one more is trastuzumab, which is for breast cancer. These two drugs were very effective drugs, and they made a lot of money. They made billions of dollars for the company uh, because they deal with the gene mutation lah. But after that, no more drugs. They didn't find, even after billions of research, many years of research, no new drugs came to the market, right? Until Angelina Jolie found out that she got a gene, uh, her genetic is very susceptible to breast cancer. Her mother or her auntie or what, her sister or what, all got breast cancer. So she cut off her breast as a precaution, you know, because people have no confidence. It was a crisis lah. People are very scared of cancer at that time because all the money they poured in billions of dollars into research, they couldn't find any new drug. um, so now what do? They are stuck, so they go back to evolution. So one possible explanation, researchers started to think, hey, according to the theory of evolution, uh, it, in the beginning it was single cell organisms. We are considered multi-cell organisms. We got many different cells working together, but before multi-cell, because before eukaryotes, it was prokaryotes. Prokaryotes means they are like without nucleus, they are very simple cell lah. So they compare, for example, we compare single cell with multi-cell organisms lah. Okay, he compare all lah. He compare, single cell, they grow very fast, unlimited. 1 become 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8, 8 become 16, very fast. Whereas multi-cell, you see our liver cell, our muscle cell, we don't grow, we don't keep growing, we stop growing. So compare growth. He compare movement. Multi-cell move everywhere. Single cell move everywhere, multi-cell never move. And then he compare lah, single cell they use glycolysis, right? Multi-cell use oxidative phosphorylation. They have mitochondria. You have all lah. He compare, whereas single cell, they have no function, they have no they are autonomous, they don't follow any rules. Whereas multi-cell, you have to follow the rules, the laws of the body. Yeah, so this is they compare lah. So and then they did a lot of genetic research to find what are the genes in the DNA that is more prone to cause cancer lah. So he talks a lot of, basically it's an encyclopedia lah. All the information is there in this book. Yeah, so going back, so the theory now is it is not random mutation. It is why all the cells got the same hallmarks, all the cancer cells have the same hallmarks, is because they are mutating to a single cell organism. They are mutating backwards, to the original prokaryotes DNA. So yeah, and also he talks about the triggers of cancer are chronic. When you have a sudden exposure of cancer, of carcinogens, very high dose, let's say during Japan when they dropped the atomic bomb, very few people got cancer because of the radiation. Compare with those, I mean the rate of people who got cancer were very low. Whereas those people who are exposed to very low doses of radiation but for very long periods, they get cancer, the incidence rate is very high. So the exposure lah, it has to be chronic. Chronic means long term. Long term is worse. And then it talks about why cancer is so hard to kill, why you give chemotherapy, even you surgically remove the cancer can come back, why is it so hard to kill. It is, it talks about the mechanism, how the cancer cells behave. So and then he talked about nutrition. Okay, first they thought colon cancer is caused by lack of fiber, but when they do clinical trials, no, even you eat a lot of fiber, it doesn't reduce your risk of colon cancer. Then they thought fat, maybe you eat too much fat. They did clinical trials also, they failed to find an association between fat in the diet and cancer. And then they thought vitamins, let's give the people more vitamins. What happened? They give beta carotene, which is like vitamin A lah. So worse, the cancer gone up. They give more beta carotene, cancer go up. They give folic acid B9, cancer go up. Give vitamin C, cancer go up. Give vitamin D, omega 3, vitamin E, cancer all go up. So they know the more vitamins you give, the faster the cancer grow, the higher the risk of getting cancer, right? So cannot. Okay, so what to do? Then they found obesity. When you reduce the obesity, the weight loss, you get a lower risk of cancer. They did very large scale epidemiological studies. So so now we know, okay, it is not random. It's actually going back to the mutation is evolving backwards. But what is the trigger? The trigger is actually dietary. The trigger is chronic exposure to this thing. Because why? The chronic exposure, it doesn't kill the cells, it only damage the cell, right? So when you damage the DNA somehow mutate, go backwards. So this it doesn't what lah. So they know, okay, it is not random, it is chronic, but damage it's not it's only partial damage is the trigger. And then now dietary factors, obesity reduces the risk of cancer. But why? How does eating too much affect causes cancer? So he explained this is he according to his research, it is hyperinsulinemia. Why? So because you see, when you want to culture cancer cells in a laboratory without insulin, right, the cancer cells will die. You cannot culture it. You need not only you need insulin, you need a lot of insulin to culture cancer cells. See, because insulin tells the cells to grow faster. It tells the cell to grow. So it is a growth factor lah. But why? How is insulin a growth factor? Is because it affects a few things in the cells, like the PI3K pathway, the GLUT4, the IGF-1, and the mTOR, mTOR. All these, right, is affected. So basically all these things tells the cells to keep growing and growing. So the cancer cells grow very fast. And then he talks about metastasis. So according to research, when metastasis means the cell break apart from the tumor, and then it travels along the body, and then it stays in the body, it becomes cancer, and then it come back to the original site. When it comes back to the original site, it becomes worse. It becomes harder to kill because it evolves. Cancer cells are always evolving. So it becomes harder and harder to kill, and then the cells poison other cells. The cancer cells poison healthy cells by secreting lactic acid. Lactic acid from glycolysis is very acidic, so it harms the other cells, and then they call it it is no longer benign. Okay, benign is very easy, you just remove it, it doesn't cause any harm. You can keep it, even you keep it, no harm. But when you have metastasis, then it is harmful to the body. Okay, so and then he talks about cancer screening. Cancer screening, according to him, is not helpful, it is harmful because there's side effects. Okay, whether it's cervical, colorectal, breast, prostate, thyroid. So screening uh, won't help very much lah. Okay, that's why countries are slowing down the screening lah. Many countries. So he goes back to his conclusion is uh, two things. One is diet. Diet means weight loss and drinking green tea. Okay, according to his research. And one more, the second one is besides diet is immunotherapy. Immunotherapy means whether it is getting vaccines for the for the virus, getting using your immune system to fight against the cancer cells, right? This is the latest way lah. So uh, right, because so now there is a new understanding of cancer. With this new understanding, he believes that there will be new treatments, there will be new more effective treatments to help, especially in the area of immunotherapy. Yeah. Okay, thank you.